Hey guys, Allison here. Today I want to talk from a coaching perspective. In coaching, we always want to help people to kind of develop and set goals for themselves for the future, whether they're in the near future, the distant future, whatever. If we don't have a vision of what we want our life to be like, it's really hard to accomplish it, all right? A lot of people throw out all the arrows and then suddenly they throw out the targets later in life. It doesn't usually work that way. So by having a goal, and if you look at very successful people in whatever their endeavors are, not just materially successful, they had goals. They had something to think, oh, I want this to happen, this to happen, this to happen. However, one thing I would caution you against is that often people are setting goals that sound really good, that I want to do this, 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 and this, but they don't stop to consider their lifestyle. So in other words, you may say, hey, I want to be a doctor, and I want to be a lawyer, I want to be in international law, but maybe you also would like to be home with your children. So as you're making your plans, to stop and think about first, what do I want my day-to-day life to look like? All right, you might say, hey, I want to own 4 dogs. Well, it's great, but do you like to travel a lot? Do you really want to be home or have to, have that burden? Again, nothing wrong with it, but to say, what is the lifestyle that I want to have? Too many people today are caught up in the world. We're caught up in what's expected of us. All these things that seem really, really glamorous. But when we get right down to it, they may not really be what's going to make you happy in the long run. So what I would suggest is back into your goals to say, okay, what would I like my daily life to look like at this stage in my life? All right, maybe when you're young, you do want to travel and you want to do a lot of things. But maybe when you settle down, you don't want to do those things. So if you can develop a career or a business or whatever it is that's going to be able to support you in those things. Maybe you want to be home with your kids. Maybe, you want to own a business and you really love to throw yourself into it because you find that challenging. Great. But I think it's important, like I said, to stop and say, what do I want my life to look like? What, if you're married, you sit down with your spouse. What do we want our life to look like? What do we want our children's lives to look like? Maybe you want to be, on a small farm growing your own food. That's great, but it's not going to happen if you're in the middle of a big city with a corporate job. So to really think through, what do I want my life to look like? What is the lifestyle that I want to lead? Maybe your life of prayer is really important. You want to be able to go to daily mass. Are there things that facilitate that in your life? Some people, they get involved in a lifestyle and realize, hey, I can't even get to mass on Sunday because I'm so bogged down. So I think, again, wherever you're at in life, you might be in that place now where you're saying, this isn't really working for me, or maybe I want to retire. What do I want retirement to look like? And I think that's a place where a lot of people really do get depressed and kind of disoriented because they've done something for so many years. And now suddenly, everything has changed. I stopped doing that, but I didn't make any plans for what I want to do in the future or what I would like my life to look like. And this is where sitting down with a really good Catholic life coach can be helpful for you. To kind of really, whether you're in the middle of your life, you're just starting out, or you're looking at retirement, to sit down and say, all right, do I need to pivot? Do I need to develop something new in my life? Is this lifestyle working for me? Am I working too many hours? What is it? How much money do I need to make? Sometimes we're just pursuing that dollar and not realizing that, there is a cost to it. So sitting down with a Catholic life coach, don't forget to pick up my free ebook, Live a Life of Purpose and Joy, how a Catholic life coach can lead you from ordinary to extraordinary, and something to really consider. What lifestyle do you want to live? And do you want your children to live? Hope you find that helpful. God bless.